thinking twice. And I knew it would catch up, and that we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time.
Oh my gosh, you guys are making me start with a huge smile today. We've got a lot of people watching. Hello, Austin. Hello, Lala, Marcus, Mom, Kim. Wow, this is pretty awesome. And what better day than today? We've officially hit 500 subscribers on this channel. In fact, 503. And I met the 503rd person while he subscribed to this channel over the weekend. I'm going to tell you that story. So hope you're doing well today. Yeah, Kim wanted to celebrate last week when we had this almost 500 people. So we can officially celebrate now. All right. Let's say hello. Hi, Kim. Glad that you're watching. It is chilly here in Chicago. I don't know how it is around the rest of the world, but if you're somewhere warm and you've got an extra room and want me to come visit, I will gladly come by and do my live stream from some nice warm place wherever you are. Thank you so much for the congratulations. I love that you guys are hanging out and digging the music. Austin, great to see you. It has been a while, and it always just makes me so happy to see my friends from online. It's so great. This is, no, okay, so Austin's saying I'm 0.5% of the way from getting ad revenue. I think I'm actually closer than that. I think 1,000 is when I can start monetizing on YouTube. But maybe that's different from ad revenue. But I actually, I have a lot of views on my videos and stuff like that. Oh, and look at this. Oh my God. And my pop-ups are working today. How great is that? Awesome. Thank you so much, Lala, for buying me a coffee. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is it's a celebration day. I was really hoping I'd get home in time to set up my confetti, but I did not. No, I think it's 1,000, Austin. I do. So I'm almost there. I hope it's 1,000. So I have a few stories for you today. First of all, it was my nephew Levi's first birthday that we celebrated over the weekend. So a special shout out to my nephew Levi, who doesn't understand live streaming. But, if he ever comes back and is like, I wonder if my aunt ever live streamed about my birthday, check that box off. We went over to my brother and my sister-in-law's house yesterday to celebrate. It was a first year down football theme. It was super cute. We had a good time. And as a good aunt and uncle, we got there early to help set up. We brought some stuff along to some food to share and everything. It was a real feel-good kind of day. We got to spend the whole day together. And hello, Dad, logging in from a separate account from Mom. Always so cute when you guys do that. Okay, look at me. I'm beaming over here. It's a big switch from how we've been the rest of the day. So I'm going to tell you two stories today. One is about my 503rd subscriber, which I can't remember if he wanted how. Oh, look at this! Thanks again. Look, 2 coffees in one day. If you guys are looking for that link, I think it's in the description. You can buy me a coffee. Apparently my pop-ups are working today, which is awesome. Thank you. Oh, love the support. It'll be good because I'm hoping on Black Friday I can get myself some new toys. That's for my studio. Bert doesn't know that, but I'm going to get myself a little something. Oh, thank you, Elliot. Oh, and Kelly. Oh, look at this. I think we're setting records left and right over here. The most buy me a coffees in one day. Thank you, Elliot. Okay, hold on. Boulevardier. I'm probably butchering that. I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming it's some sort of fancy drink. And thank you. I appreciate it. Cheers to you, Elliot. I appreciate you being here to hang out with me. Okay, let's get into these stories. So, Okay, okay. And they cleared this up. Austin said, I was wrong. It is 1,000. You need that and 4,000 watch hours. And I think actually my watch hours are pretty close up there because I'd created a video about our full IUI procedure process, the whole process. And that's actually, I used TubeBuddy and I got all the right tags on there. And it actually is like a trending video. And I really wish I followed that up and made another one similar to that with IVF. I have all the footage. I just have to find the time to do it. So, and Marcus is saying it's 1,000 to 100,000. 1,000 is when I start monetizing. 100,000 is for the silver play button. So yeah, in the YouTube world, YouTube will actually send you a plaque that you can put in the background to show off, how many subscribers you have. It's kind of a big deal, but I always dig it when YouTubers just make their own and put it in the background. That's always fun too. So here's my stories. On Saturday, I was working at our company had a football tournament, flag football. We had about 60 teams out there. It was cold as heck. We were out there and we had a DJ. The DJ was cool. He was playing some good tunes, and I walk over and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" Strike up a conversation. He's like, "So what are you doing when you're not working for Sport and Social Club?" And I said, "Well, thanks for asking. I have a YouTube channel that I like to do." And he said, "Oh, no kidding. What's it about?" And I told him, and he's like, "Oh my God, I have to follow you." And all I told him was that it's about our journey to create a family and how we've gone through IUI, IVF, got pregnant, had a miscarriage, and now we're looking into fostering. That was like my elevator pitch right there. I just gave it to you the way that I said to him. And he's like, "Oh my God, I have to follow you." And I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of weird, like some 25-year-old, guy that I just met is like real interested in this." And he's like, "You know what? I was in the system. I was a foster kid." And I'm like, "No kidding. This is incredible. Like, so cool that I was able to say that and that you were able to relate to me. And, can we connect and, see where this goes?" And anyway, I follow him on Instagram now so I can direct message him. And it's kind of cool that there was that, just by talking about it, that kind of easily, we made that connection to see where, a person in my shoes and a person from, his experience, can connect and meet. So how cool is that, guys? That's my 503rd subscriber, which is exactly where I'm at now, unless someone else clicked that button during this broadcast, which is possible. Which, by the way, if it's your very first time watching, my name's Lynn Clementi Hicks, and I've been sharing our story about our fertility journey and now our foster journey. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. We're still working on it. It's a slow process. On top, and then also if you're new, go ahead and say hi in the comments if you're watching the replay. I always love knowing who's watching. It's always such a fun surprise when somebody's like, "Oh, I've been following your story," and I'm like, "Why don't you ever say anything?" But it is kind of cool to always meet people that are following along, and I do so much appreciate everybody that tunes in to hear all the updates. So I also have another story. I mentioned I was at our nephew's birthday party yesterday, and one of my friends that we don't play soccer together anymore, but we're still connected through our soccer network and our friends and everything like that. She was there, and she's one of these people that says, "Oh yeah, I follow along all the time." And she said, "I have a friend that has been fostering for about a year." The guys, this is in addition to the person that I told you about last week that told me they know someone that's been fostering for years. So now I have two contacts to reach out and ask them about, and they are already connected. I have to reach out and follow up and set up a time to talk and everything, but they're already communicating with me like, "Yeah, I'm here to answer any questions that you have." It seems like this journey is going to come with a lot of support, which I am all about that. And I'm really excited that I'm not going to be going through this alone, and that there's people like you to, listen in and learn from me, chime in when you've got something, help pick me up when it seems like it's getting tough. And then also, the people that have been fostering, being so willing to help and, offer your advice and your, encouragement. So thank you so much. Hi, Laura. Thanks so much. I love you guys too. It's a very mutual relationship here. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you for making 500 happen. I appreciate it. Sammy Superstar, I gotta say, happy birthday to you. I seem to have missed like the videos happening the other day. So here it is. Happy birthday, Sammy. You are definitely a superstar in the streaming community. I'm so happy to be friends with you. So, guys, that is, yeah, so I have to admit, there is resistance. There is definitely resistance going on here. I have these people's phone numbers. I've already connected with them and said I will be in touch to schedule something, but why haven't I scheduled it yet? I don't know. Like, am I nervous? Am I scared that they're going to be, you know, I don't know. That they're going to tell me things that I don't want to hear, like how hard it actually is? And then am I going to be like, well, shoot, do I actually want to do this? Am I going to question it? And I know I just need to move forward, and all those what ifs are not doing me any good. What I need to do is go do, not what if. Hello, Amy. Amy. Hello, Amy. I'm making up nicknames for you apparently today. Glad that you're here. No worries that you're late. You didn't miss too much. Other than, hey, it's 500 today. 503 subscribers. Super excited. Next story I want to tell you guys is from today. And I had been stressing, like, this is going to be totally a Ted Lasso story, all right? So, meaning, if you've ever watched the show Ted Lasso, you're going to pick up on the theme here. Which, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, it's an absolutely phenomenal show. Everybody should just watch it. I think it's just good at, I don't know, it's got a great kind of like talk about your feelings theme to it. Even if you don't like soccer or know anything about soccer at all, it does not matter. It's about a soccer team with a coach that comes in and kind of like is able to fix them even though he doesn't know anything about soccer. It's a wonderful, wonderful show on Apple TV. I recommend it if you haven't watched it. So with that being said, I'm going to give you my own little Ted Lasso scenario today. Like I said, on Saturday, we had a turkey bowl football tournament at work. I had to be on site at 6 a.m. Now, my good friends were getting together in the afternoon for one of their birthdays. It was like our kind of core group of Chicago friends. And I thought it was a long shot, but I said to my boss, I'm like, hey, can I leave early to go hang out with my friends? It's a long day. We usually go until, 5 or 6 p.m. starting at 6 a.m. But after we set up and do check-in, like the rest of the day, there's not a lot to do until we have to tear down and pack the truck. And by then we have so many people on site, it's kind of one of those kind of scenarios where you don't need everybody there the whole day. Otherwise, I would have never asked. If I knew I was needed the entire day, I would have never asked. So I said, feel free to say no, boss, but, can I go on this? Can I leave early to go, be with my friends for this special occasion? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. You're going to be working the New Year's Eve 5K, right? And I said, yes, I will be there. And it turns out not a lot of my other coworkers will. So it's kind of like I'm trading a little bit, leaving early from this one. I'll for sure be at this other really, really cold event. But that's okay. It's all worth it. Go and have wonderful lunch with my friend celebrating his birthday. And then we went bowling and it was great. And I was tired and went home and just chilled. It was a long weekend, okay? So I come in today, we have our meeting, kind of recap the event on Saturday. Everything went great. And he goes, oh, and our photographer sent in the pictures. We need to put them on Facebook. Who wants to, sort through them and put them up? And everyone was quiet and I go, oh, it's fine. I'll do it. So I'm sorting through all the pictures and they're great. And I come across this one picture of all of the staff together and I'm not in it. And I was like, heartbroken because we never take group pictures like that. And it was such a good picture. No one was blinking. Everyone was smiling. It was just, I just felt so left out. And I felt in my own head like they had waited till I left because I was leaving early to take the picture just so they could be like, that's what you get for leaving early. Like that's what happened in my head. It was pretty horrible. And, I finished posting the pictures and I'm like, in my, going in this cycle in my head, like, is that what happened? Who orchestrated this picture? When did it actually happen? Like kind of stewing. And I didn't know what to do with those feelings because I was angry and I wasn't sure where to direct it. I was hurt. I felt like crying. I felt like wanting to go home all over one stupid little picture. And I am the kind of person that doesn't like letting their team down. So with the insult of like not being in the picture, then I was like, did they do this because they were mad at me for leaving early? So I had a lot of different feelings competing. And I just let it stew from like 11 a.m. until I left at 5. And I finally, I worked up the courage, and I wanted to go over and kind of just talk to my boss about it, right? Because here's my theory, guys, is like you could go home and, continue to stew about it, talk to your significant other about it with no new information, no real facts of what happened. Or you can just tell someone those feelings in a very adult way and see how they react, and that's the part, is you have to trust that person to be kind of like an adult with you and have that conversation. So I did it, and I was nervous, and I think my boss could tell I was like being a little weird about bringing something like that up. And I said, hey, my feelings were a little hurt that I wasn't in that picture. And he goes, I could tell something was up with you today, and I'm glad that you're talking about it. Just so you know, that picture just was like a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't planned. And someone did in the moment say, Lynn's not here. We need to Photoshop her in. And as soon as I heard that, I felt a lot better. And I realized that a lot of all those feelings were coming from in me, my own insecurities, my own kind of like voice that was like, oh, you left early, like you didn't do the whole day, the whole job, None of them were saying that. He's like, and he even went the extra mile to say, like, you didn't let us down. I didn't have to prompt him or ask him. He just said, you didn't let us down. And I think that happens because on our team at work, we have those kinds of, I don't know, we know each other so well. I think he knows that I don't like letting the team down. And so he was able to, like, right away kind of hit that, stop that thought from going through. But the reason I'm telling you guys this story is a couple of reasons. One is that, if something's bothering you with something that someone did, rather than assume the motives or the circumstance or what they're thinking now, talk to them about it, just address it. And it doesn't have to be an accusation. All it is sharing your feelings. And then the second part of the story is that you have to trust that person that you're coming to. I'm not promising that just by sharing your feelings, it's all going to be roses in the end. But clearing the air is definitely going to move you out of your own head and into a direction where you can get a little bit more of the reality of the situation. And if you can do it without blaming the other person or accusing or alluding to anyone doing any intentional wrongdoing, I think you can get to the truth of what's going on, and just say, hey, I was hurt by this, what. You don't even have to ask a question. You can just say, I just want you to know that I was hurt by this, and see what happens. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this resonating for anyone with anything else that's going on? Love to hear similar stories. Lala's got a comment here. So this is about fostering. I'll pop that up in just a second. But thank you for putting that, Lala. I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, I felt so much better. I seriously did a complete, 180 just by letting my boss know how I felt about that. And I don't want to say that I wish that I had done it sooner. I'm just glad I did it. And I just felt like this was a good story to share with you, and hopefully as a reminder, if you're feeling upset about something, to make sure that you don't be stuck in your own head. Talk to someone about it. Yeah. No one likes to feel left out. 100%, Amy. Exactly. It is a horrible feeling to feel left out. Exactly. Yes. And hello, Paul Burke. Thank you for popping over. You've been on my mind lately. Thank you so much for the congratulations. It feels great. I wanted to have confetti today. I can't believe I didn't. I should have just left work early when I was upset to come work on my channel. That thought crossed my mind, but I am totally fine. No confetti needed. Glad I had the talk with the boss at the end of the day. Okay. So going back to fostering, I do need to follow up with these people, these contacts that I have. Lala has a comment here. I don't know how it's done in the US, but I have friends who went through the fostering process, and after a year or so, they were able to adopt the baby girl, and we all love her. Yes, absolutely, Lala. That is how it happens here, too. Now, I can't say for sure how the system works, but I do know that there are two kind of routes that happen for foster kids. There are kids that the main intention is to connect them with their family or relatives. So if their birth parents can't take them back, they're hoping to connect them with someone else in the family, maybe an aunt or grandparents, or older siblings or something. And then there are definitely the cases where they know that they won't be able to reconnect them with their family, and so it is a foster to adopt situation. And I have already heard heartbreaking stories about how they will foster these kids thinking that this is going to turn into an adoption. And they'll get all the way up into the legal, part of it, into the courtroom. And then all of a sudden, if the parents change their mind and they clean up at the last second and they want to take their kids back, as much as you've become connected to these kids, the birth parents are always going to have the upper hand as far as, custody goes. Until obviously the adoption goes through, then I don't think that can be undone. So, I am very excited to talk to these people that I have contacts with. And I don't know what their intention is. I think one of them was I think they told me one of them was trying to adopt. And I think our intention, I think it is to adopt. I think that's what we want to go for. I say this, me and Bert talk about fostering a lot. And please don't think that I think kids and cats are the same. I know that they're different, but there's a similarity in that Bert and I fostered cats through Paws in Chicago, which means you're just holding on to the cat when it's, very small, taking care of it, until it needs a surgery so that it can then get its surgery and then go get adopted out. That's the intention of the foster program through Paws. Now, we fostered a few cats, quite a few, maybe a handful. And our friends do this too. It's a nice thing. We fostered cats and, we give them back, and you get a little attached to them when you watch them for, 10 days or 2 weeks. That's the normal amount of time that you're watching them. And then there was Joe. Joe came to us as a kitten, and he had a nose problem, and so he ended up, okay, and I know that this is a long story about cats, but he would, sneeze and their boogers would come out, and they're trying to figure out what's the matter with his nose or his respiratory or whatever. They're trying to do all these surgeries and different things and medications. And we would have to go through all these steps, bring him back to the vet like it's our own cat, going and getting a checkup and everything. They're like, okay, well, can you try this medication, or can you pick him up after his surgery? And then they're doing all these things to try and fix this poor little kitten with this respiratory problem, and nothing was working. And this is also anyone that's ever met Joe the cat loves him, because he's just he's kind of more dog-like, and he's not afraid of people, and he goes up and he wants pets, and he's cute and everything. And he he grew on us big time. And so by the time they were like, sorry, you know what, we're kind of giving up on this cat. He's just going to have this nose problem for his life. That's just the kind of cat he is. We're like, we're going to keep this little cat, aren't we? So that's what they call a foster fail. You get very attached, the longer that you're with them. So again, I know that cats and humans are not the same, but we do have concerns about how attached are we going to get to the kids that we're fostering, and being able to give them back, knowing that they're, going into a better situation with their, hopefully a better situation with their birth parents. But I guess the thing is with fostering, you also get to give the cats back. So if one of them is not a right fit for you, you kind of know, and then there is no long-term commitment. It's almost like you're test driving the cat. And I don't want to say that about foster kids, but there is somewhat of a similarity where, I kind of want to just foster to see how it goes first, and instead of taking on one of the kids that's like foster to adopt right away. That was a long story. I hope that translated well and did not make me seem like an idiot comparing cats and kids. I know that they're different. Dad is saying Joe, my favorite cat, because my dad's been over here a couple times in the past 2 weeks, and Joe will just come walking through the construction area and just say like, meow, what's up? And he's also the cat that likes to tear down the plastic that's keeping all the dust out from the rest of our house. So Joe likes to make a mess. He blows boogers all over our house and takes down the plastic, preventing the dust from spreading. So Marcus is saying, kids, cats, kids, who can tell the difference? They're all cuddly and furry with tails. No, they're not. Also, wouldn't it be fun if humans had cat tails? Okay. Laura, I love when you share your stories about your niece. We have a foster niece, and they are still working on adoption. The kid is 11. No matter what happens, you are building a wonderful online community of sport. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. I love your encouragement. It's wonderful. And good. I'm glad that this makes sense, at least to Marcus, which I appreciate. Speaking of which, hold on one second here. Okay. So Marcus has asked me, Marcus, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to poll the audience here because I'm very interested in this. So Marcus asked me today if I would be a guest on his show, which I'm so excited for. It's going to be so much fun. I've been watching his other shows and he just does such a great job, and I know it's going to be a lot of fun, but he asked if I would do it on Thanksgiving. Now, I will not be home on Thanksgiving. We will be in Minnesota, staying with Bert's, with our Minnesota nephews, my sister-in-law Christy, and I think that I'd be able to bring my laptop and everything up there because we're driving, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But breaking away and like trying to figure out, the timing and stuff. So, question: if me and Marcus did a live stream on Thanksgiving, would you guys tune in? He said. I asked him the time, and he said 1 p.m. Pacific. So 1 p.m. Pacific is noon Central Time, which is my time. Let me know. Would you guys put me on in the background on Thanksgiving, or even tune in and hang out with us if we did a Thanksgiving show? Let me know your thoughts. Let us know, because Marcus is here too. I'm sure that he would love to know. Maybe we can talk about people with cat tails. What if her jeans had to have like a special hole in it, for like our furry tails to come out, and the tails would be like, what cats use them for? They're like waving them around to see if anyone's behind them, and like putting them up and using them like to express things. Like that would be such a fun thing to use human tails for, is like to help us express like our moods. You are right, Elliot. I was thinking, what's New York time? Pacific time is California time. Thank you. So it would be 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thank you for catching that. Gosh. Wow. Okay. So Laura's in. Lala's in. My family is silent on this one. No opinion. They're like, Lynn, you're already not with us on Thanksgiving. But this would be your way to see me, guys. Paul would watch. That would be fun. Oh, maybe we could have guest appearances on there. Oh, I don't know what the topic is, but now I'm getting really excited about this. Yeah, so Indiana doesn't believe in daylight savings time, Laura. And not that I believe in it, but that's the difference. We become an hour off from each other for part of the year. Yeah. Okay. And Marcus, if you're still out there, Laura's asking about your channel. Go ahead and plug it in there. I don't think you can. I turned off links in my comments, so you might need to just put in the name. Okay, so Marcus is saying, cool, let's do it. Okay, well, I'm not confirming. So now the second thing is I have to make sure that Bert's cool with this, and then also make sure that the upload speed at at their house is good. And also, I don't know what time dinner is, because Thanksgiving dinner is traditionally for some reason a lot earlier in the day. I think it's because we all get very sleepy afterwards and people need to travel back home and stuff. But I will talk to the family and figure out if this is doable or not. So we will definitely we'll definitely let you guys know by next Monday if we're doing it or not, and get it posted. Okay, so this has been fun. I hope you guys got a little something out of it. I always like to try and, share stories that might be inspiring or good reminders for you, to be in touch with your feelings and talk about them and everything. Okay, I'm being heckled by Paul here. High maintenance guest. She has so many demands. I know. Whoa. It's not like that, though. It's a good laugh. Thanks, guys. I am so pumped to be a guest. And, if we don't do Thanksgiving, it will be very soon. I was actually like, I should probably reach out to Marcus before I go live today and try and figure that. But he beat me, too. It was so cool. Appreciate it. Oh, you did change time, Laura? Oh, that is weird. Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know how all the times work. And I can't even think still, like, Eastern Standard Time. That's what I was trying to think of before. I was like trying to think of like Atlantic Time because it's Pacific and Atlantic, but it's not. Okay, Eastern. That's what I was in my head. Okay. All right. Paul, you're being very funny tonight. I like it. I'll be in my trailer, Marcus. I said green M&Ms. All green M&Ms. That's going to be my voice when I'm on the live stream. Okay, so that's, I'm going to I've been going here for about half an hour or so. I got my stories out. Were there any other shout outs? Oh, okay. I'm going to give you guys just a little update too, just on our trying to conceive naturally journey. So last week on Monday would have been 1 week after I got my Aunt Flo to come visit. And this is the second period after the miscarriage, and I was bleeding longer than I should have. So I emailed my doctor to say, hey, is this normal because of the miscarriage, or is there something to be worried about? Because I went to Dr. Google, and Dr. Google says I could have cancer, because that's what Dr. Google usually says when you get really too far into your symptoms. It could be this or that. It could be a common cold. It could be the flu, or it could be cancer. But I don't think I have cancer. I did, he said it's probably normal and I just have to do a hysteroscopy. Oh, I hate those. They're horrible. And if you've ever had one, you probably know what I'm talking about. They inject a dye up into your fallopian tubes to see if they're clear or not. And if they're blocked, it's really, really painful. And the last time I went, it was painful because one of them was blocked. It's not really blocked, I don't think. I think it was just like a, what do they call it? It just tightens up and it's just like, no, get this out of me. Anyway, so he's like, that's what you should do, but you should do it between, days 5 and 14. And I saw this email today, and today's day 15, and he's also like, you also shouldn't have intercourse in between your period and having the hysteroscopy. And I'm like, well, we're trying, so we kind of blew that. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Well, if, the extra bleeding has now stopped, which is good. It went down for about like a good 12 or 13 days. It was quite scary. But I think I'm okay, and we'll, I'm just including this, for everyone that's following. I know some people follow the more medical side of our journey. So yeah, including that here. Yeah, Kelly's saying very painful. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. Yep, not fun, Amy says. You guys know. Yeah, and if I do this again, it would be my third one. And I'm like, been there twice, don't want to do it again. I am just really tired of having things go up me down there, other than certain things. Anyway, oh, thank you, Lala. I appreciate it. I appreciate your prayers very much. I'm hoping this is all gonna just it's just, hopefully it's nothing, and maybe next month we'll be lucky. So and I'll include this too as one of my thoughts that it could have been the extra bleeding. it's possible that maybe it was actually an ectopic pregnancy. Maybe. I don't know. And I don't know that I'll ever know. And what that means is that we actually did have a fertilized egg last cycle, and it just got, instead of making it into the uterine lining, it got stuck in like the fallopian tubes, for example. And it won't grow there. So it kind of just, it doesn't make it very far at all as a viable egg. And it just is kind of like another miscarriage, but a very much earlier on than the last one that I had. So that's what I thought it might be. It was like one of the things Dr. Google said it could be too. So who knows? I don't know. Perfect. I need to get hats and shirts that say this. I'm tired of things going up in me down there. I think we can work on the phrasing to make it a little bit more succinct, but I like where your head's at, Paul. Great idea. Oh, anyway, so I'm hopeful and, trying to stay healthy, trying not to overdo it and try too hard. We're taking it, we're timing-ish. We're not doing any sort of ovulation tests or anything like that, but we know, when to do it. The baby dance, as they say. Yeah, so feeling good. We are going to be doing some drywalling tonight and continue this whole living room thing. And I've been watching, because I'm on YouTube, and I have to say I am a big fan of another YouTuber out there. What is his name? He's in Canada. He's like Ontario Home Guy or something like that. I can't stop watching him because he just does plastering on drywall, and he gets the lines perfect. And you guys know like that people are into like the ASMR stuff, like the sound of people crunching or different sounds and stuff like that. Like, I am so satisfied visually of watching this guy do drywall. Very weird. Do you think he'll be on my channel? I don't think so. Anyway, he's got a lot more followers than I do right now. We'll catch up. But anyway, I'm very excited to be doing that. Maybe I'll make my own video and send it to him and be like, me too, see? I can do it. But not as good as him. Anyway, that's my story about other YouTuber today. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys, thank you so much for celebrating 500 subscribers with me. This is so exciting to be halfway to 1,000. And I've only been doing this since January. Who knows where I'm going to be by next January. But thanks to you guys, I'm still going strong every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And maybe on Thanksgiving this year with Marcus. So I'm going to wrap this up. I will see you guys next Monday. I hope you have an awesome week. Tell someone your feelings. Tell someone that you haven't talked to in a long time you're thinking of them. And baby dust to you if you're trying to start your family too. I'll see you later. Bye. There we go.
If you found a way out, come seek me